Marvel Studios have hit a new low. Bob Iger is calling Fantastic Four a successful launch while the movie flatlines at the box office, and suddenly every rumor monger out there is acting like Bella Ramsey as Spider-Man could actually happen. When Disney needs this kind of press, Aaron, you know things are bad.
Oh, it's real bad. It's real bad. I mean, not for me. For me, it's glorious. I'm enjoying watching Kevin Feige just walk from rake to rake, hitting him in his big, stupid, dead-eyed face.
Fantastic Four First Step opened with $118 million domestically in its first weekend, which sounds decent until you see the overseas numbers and the enormous drop every week since, leading to widespread speculation about whether it can even break even at this point. Disney CEO Bob Iger responded by claiming Fantastic Four successfully launched this important franchise into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Iger expressed pride in the film despite it continuing the MCU's box office slump, positioning it as an original property rather than acknowledging the financial reality of Marvel Studios' situation as a whole. Yes, pretending like the Fantastic Four is an unknown quantity when it comes to movies is pretty hilarious, considering the Fantastic Four are the first family of Marvel comics. And I don't know if they noticed this, they did shell out tens of billions of dollars to acquire Fox just to get to the rights to that and X-Men. Must be great for Kevin Feige and company to work for someone like Bob Iger, who considers losing money to be very, very successful for launching the franchise that used to generate billions of dollars basically every single film. The idea that the Fantastic Four likely won't even cross the $500 million threshold, but still be a success, is one of the most laughable, pathetic moments in the history of Marvel Studios.
Well, when you shoot yourself in the foot right out of the gate by, gender swapping the Silver Surfer and casting Pedro Pascal, who is a divisive, to say the least, celebrity, and I put that in quotations. Yeah, you're gonna like alienate part of the audience. You might have got a few more tens of millions, maybe even 100 million, if you'd just done a legit Silver Surfer, and if you had cast somebody that people like as Reed.
So what do you think it is going to take for Bob Iger to actually come to the realization that they have fundamentally broken and destroyed their own box office franchise juggernaut in Marvel Studios in the MCU with their stupid decisions time and time again? And at this point, it probably doesn't matter how good any of their movies are. It's just not what it once was.
They don't know what's heroic. Everything they champion is, degenerate. So, they don't know how to tell these stories anymore. And that's why they don't resonate with most of the country, because most of the country is not in that LA mindset.
And it only gets more embarrassing as time goes along. Recently, Bella Ramsey made an offhand comment during a Variety interview stating, "I could be Spider-Man too," when asked about superhero roles she'd like to play. A comment so stupid anybody with two functioning brain cells treats it like the joke that it is. But suddenly it's driving headlines across entertainment outlets, with Variety and others treating it like Marvel is preparing to make some kind of casting announcement with Bella Ramsey as Spider-Man. Multiple entertainment sites are running the story with headlines claiming Ramsey wants to be Spider-Man in the MCU and expresses interest in joining MCU as Spider-Man. Disney and Marvel have so broken the MCU to such a degree that the media clearly believes they can will stupid ideas like this into existence.
Well, this is like the whole Hunter Schafer should be Zelda thing, right? Like people trying to will things into existence that are never going to happen.
In the past, the MCU was this enormous click magnet. You could write an article about the MCU and everyone would click on it. They're so disinterested, you have to write stupid shit like this just to get people to care about it anymore.
I mean, I guess, they could say that the precedent was set when, no talent actor Simu Liu put out a tweet saying, "Oh, it could be Shang-Chi, Kevin Feige," and then Kevin Feige immediately went, "Yes, you're Shang-Chi." I guess they could run with the idea that Bella Ramsey said it. Now Kevin Feige's got to do it. They take an actor that they know is unpopular with a lot of people, and they say they're going to be put in this franchise that people used to care about, and then they reap the reactions. People are retweeting it. People are arguing with them. People are complaining and saying why it would be a terrible idea. But they're retweeting it, and that's money. Engagement.
Yeah. I should make a video about how Bella Ramsey should play Psylocke.
You absolutely should. My pick for Psylocke with a big Bella Ramsey face right there on the her head on a Jim Lee drawn Psylocke body.
But I do think a lot of these media outlets would love to pressure Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios into making stupid decisions like this. And now the Hollywood Reporter confirms what everyone has known since the very beginning. Deadpool will appear in Avengers Doomsday. The reveal came after Ryan Reynolds posted a cryptic Instagram message featuring a graffitied Avengers logo, which immediately sparked fan speculation. We're all set to find out how many superheroes Marvel Studios can actually fit into a single movie, positioning Doomsday to be one of the most expensive movies in history based on talent salary alone. And of course, the Deadpool Doomsday story emerges just as Fantastic Four is struggling mightily at the box office, creating a convenient distraction from the MCU's latest failure.
Hugh Jackman's going to be in there. Deadpool's going to be in there.
They will all have to be there. This is an all hands on deck moment because they can't take another failure. Bob Iger said, oh, yes, that was successful, but he knows that the future of the MCU is riding on apparently Avengers Doomsday at this point. So
Well,
he's
it was
willing
riding
to
on the
pay.
Fantastic Four, and before that it was riding on the Thunderbolts, and before that it was it doesn't matter. He'll keep, it's not his money. He'll keep pouring it down the hole, chasing that success so that he can, look like he knows what he's doing. But like really, he comes in. We've seen that he's got no creativity. Feige's got no creativity, but they think that they do, and they think that if they throw money at this problem, or if they just throw more actors at the problem, it doesn't matter if the story doesn't resonate with people. Like, you can cram a bunch of actors in there, and maybe you'll get up to what? Like, maybe you'll get to 800 million now? Maybe? If you put Captain America and Iron Man and Thor and everybody back in there, you might get up to that level. But, I mean, the days of these things making like $2 billion, I think, are long gone because people are checked out. You ruined the universe, you ruined the story, and you severed people's investment with the characters.
I will at least give Bob Iger this. He's willing to go out with a bang because the salary alone on this movie when Robert Downey Jr., now Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman will be in there. Chris Evans going to be in there. Chris Pratt's going to be in there. You got to have Chris Hemsworth in there. Every Chris that we can get our hands on, and everybody that's been a box office draw other than, I guess, Scarlett Johansson is going to be in this motherfucking cast. And it's going to be like $300 million just for the salaries.
I mean, I unless they worked out some other kind of deal, or they're just glorified cameos that they got like really reduced rates for. Because how many of these people can you have in there and have a story, have a coherent story being told? Because you got to set up like you have to completely set up Doom and this version of Doom and like why this matters. Like you have to set the stakes. Like, what is he doing? What difference does it make? There's no story threads that lead into this. With Thanos, you had 10 years of like world building going into it. And of like teasing the threat and kind of like building it so that when he showed up, it was a big deal. Doom was just coming out of nowhere.
That's not true. There is an end credit scene introducing Doom talking, I think, to Reed Richards.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Franklin Richards.
But does that matter considering how few people saw Fantastic Four? Like, is that really a good setup?
I think that's another reason that Bob Iger is so freaked out that he has to say it's successful because he realized this is supposed to literally gin up the next Avengers movie, which in the past has been a guaranteed, $1.5 billion minimum.
I mean, how much can they lose on this? How much can they afford to keep losing? We know Disney can lose a lot of money. They've been doing it for a while now. Marvel, Star Wars. They might be
making a movie that has to clear over $1 billion worldwide just to break even. That is an enormous risk and tells you just how desperate Bob Iger and Marvel Studios really are, despite what he's saying.
And if this bombs, then the next one that'll save it will be Secret Wars, and then the reboot will save it.
Next one.
There's not gonna. Yeah, there absolutely is gonna be. They have to. This thing is a chain around their neck now, dragging them into the depths. They have to keep continuing this. They have to keep chasing that $1 billion fantasy.
Aaron, there is nothing in the Disney bylaws that says you have to make Marvel Studios movies every single year.
No, but just they're hoisted on their own petard, man. They can't let go. They're just they're chasing the dragon. The
more they water it down, the more they make it feel less significant, the more they make it not important to people, the longer they have to wait before they can successfully reboot it and maybe cash in on it again.
Who can operate under that system? Who can operate under Kevin Feige and the way and the dictates that we've seen Bo DeMeo come out and talk about? And I know Bo's got an axe to grind, much like Rob has an axe to grind. It doesn't mean that what they're saying is not true or that there's not truth in it.
This is just but a portion of the Geek Fix podcast live right now on Patreon and channel memberships. Link in the video description if you're interested in that. We also do have that conversation about Kevin Feige being exposed by Joe DeMaio. It's right here. Hope you enjoy that video, and we'll see you there very soon.